Hi kids, Miss Barbara here. I wanted to make another video for you today and say hello. I'm really missing you. I wish you were here at school. I think about you all the time. Hi Annie, hi Colton, hi Ellie, hi Gage, hi Lane, hi Megan. I wanted to talk to you today about some things about math. And math has to do with numbers. And all things about numbers are for math. And we've learned about counting, we've learned about adding, and just recently we learned about odds and evens, and also about triangle stacks. We did those in one of the last videos. Today, we're going to learn about greater than and less than. And greater than and less than is really the same as saying more or less. You might have more of one thing and less of another. And that's something we learn about in math. We might have more sisters and less brothers, or no brothers. We might have more candy than our sister or our brother. We might have more toys than the friend we have next door, or we might have less. So we can always talk about more and less, and that's what we're going to learn about today, is how to show more and less, or greater than and less than. So when we talk about how to show it, there's these three signs. This is a less than sign, this is a greater than or more than sign, and this one means equals. So let me show you what I mean. This is like a V, but it's sideways, right? It's laying on its side, and the small part of the V, the part that comes together, is the small part. That means less than. And the big part that's open, that means greater than. So this one right here means less than, and I could make it like this. I could say 2 is less than 4, right? Because 2 is less than 4. This one is called greater than because the big side of the V is facing over on this way. The little side that's closed is facing that way. So I could say, for greater than, I could say 5 is greater than 1, right? 5 is more than 1, or 5 is greater than 1. This one says equals. So equals means they're the same. So I could say 10 equals 10. 10 and 10, they're both the same. So those are the three signs we're going to use, and you're going to have it on one of your worksheets for less than, greater than, and equals. I'm going to get down on the floor and I'm going to show it to you in another way so that you can kind of understand it a little bit better. We're going to play a game in a minute out of our box called Math Masters, but first I want to show it to you with tokens, okay? So here's my cup, and if I put some tokens here, and I put some tokens here, I could count them, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 1, 2. But I can also just look at them and see one of them looks like it has more, right? So here's my greater than. 5 is greater than 2. It's more. 5 is more than 2, so I put the sign like that for greater than, okay? So I'll move that one down over here, and then I'll do another one. Let's see, let's do 5 again on this side, but let's do this many over here. So if you look at those two piles, you can tell by looking at them which one has more. This one has more. It's greater than this one. And then I can also count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And over here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 5 is less than 8. You can tell by looking at it too. So here's my less than sign. So remember, the V, the small side of the V comes together here and it points towards the one that's less. And the big side of the V points this way and it points to these that are more. So 5 is less than 8. So I'm going to move that one up here. And then the last one will be equals, okay? So let's see, I could do 2 equals 2. 2 is the same as 2. It equals 2. So you can have less than, equals, or greater than. And we're going to learn how to do a worksheet on that in just a minute. I'm going to scoot that over, and we'll play this game with the frogs that we've played. We haven't played this game before, but we played one out of this box. So I've got my 2 dice, and if you were here with me today and there were 2 of you playing, one of you would roll the first dice, and the number you got would be 1. So we would write a 1 here for that person's number, and we'd put 1 frog on the log. Okay, then the second person would take their turn and roll the dice, and they got a 5. So we would write a 5 on their side, and we would put 5 frogs on the log. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, we can see that 1 frog is less than 5 frogs, and 1 is less than 5. So remember, less than looks like a sideways V like this. The small side of the V points towards the one that's less, the 1. And the big side of the V points towards the one that's more. So 1 is less than 5. Okay, let's try another one. So the first player rolls the dice and gets a 4. So we write a 4 on their side, and we put 4 frogs on their log. And the second one rolls the dice and gets a 6. So we write a 6 on their side, and we put 6 frogs on their log. So 4 frogs and 6 frogs. Which one do you think is less than the other? You can tell by the frogs 4 is less than 6. And you might know that 4 is less than 6 when you're counting. So less than, again, looks like this with a sideways V. And the part of the V that's smaller points towards the smaller number 4. And the part of the V that's bigger points toward the bigger number 6. Let's turn those around. And what if the first person rolled 6 and the second person rolled a 2? Let's try that. So we write 6 over here, and we put 6 frogs on the log. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And for this person's roll, we write a 2 here, and we put 2 frogs on their log. 1, 2. Well, you can see that 6 frogs is greater than 2 frogs. It's more. So this time, our sign goes this way. 6 is greater than 2. The big side of the V is pointing toward the 6. The small part of the V is pointing toward the 2. So 6 is greater than 2. Then we could do one more that shows equal. Let's say 3 is what the first person rolled, and 3 is what the second person rolled. So we write a 3 here and a 3 here, and we put 3 frogs on each of their logs. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And that looks pretty much the same, doesn't it? And we can see that 3 is the same as 3, and that sign looks like this. 3 equals 3. One of them is not greater and less than the other. So that's about it for our game today for less than and greater than and equals. And I want you to try a worksheet. I'll show you the first couple of them and I'll do them with you. And see if you can write those symbols on your worksheet. So your worksheet looks like this. It has bowling pins, okay? And first thing you always do is write your name on top. But this one says, count the bowling pins that you see and write it in the first space where there's a line. So I'm going to count 1, 2. So I'm going to write a 2, okay? And then it says 2 is less than something. And you can pick any number you want to put next to here that 2 is less than. Well, 2 is less than 4. 2 is less than 10. 2 is less than a lot of things. You can pick any number you want that 2 is less than. I'm going to pick 2 is less than 7. And it is. So I just write a 7 there. Then I go to the next one and I count these bowling pins. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I write my 4 and it says 4 is greater than something. And I have to think about what is 4 more than or greater than. Well, 4 is only greater than a few of the numbers. Is 4 more than 8? No, 4 isn't more than 8. Is 4 more than 2? Yes, 4 is more than 2. You know if you're 4, then you're older than someone who's 2. You've had more birthdays. So 4 is more than some number, and you decide what that number would be. I'm going to pick 4 is more than 3. It is. It's a little bit more than 3. Okay, the last one. I've got to count all of these bowling pins. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 is equal to what? 10 is only equal to one thing. It's not asking me more than or less than, or it's not asking me less than and greater than. It's asking me what is it equal to? What is it the same as? So 10 is only equal to 10. It's only the same as its own number. So on that one I write 10 equals 10. And you have more of these on the back side of your worksheet to do too. So you can try these on the front and then turn it over and try some more on the back. And you get to pick the numbers to fill in for the second part of each one of them after you've thought about what it is more than or less than, or greater than and less than. So thanks for listening to my math lesson today, and we'll do one more video on another day, but work on this worksheet, do your best. It's a little bit hard, but I think you can do it. I'm proud of all of you for all the ways that you're trying to do a lot of learning at home during this time when we're all at home. And I just want to say I'm really proud of you, and I'm thinking of you a lot, and I think you can do this if you try. Thanks for listening. I'll see you at another video soon. Bye-bye.